Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good Friday. This is Joe from PrepAgent again. How's everybody doing? If you guys can hear me and the connection's good, give me a thumbs up, just like every other time, and we will get started. Reds Nation. I guess we're talking about the Cincinnati baseball team. Okay, so everybody give me that thumbs up. Oh, Red Sox. Red Sox. Of course. Okay. So today we're going to pull from the agency section. All right, just to let everybody know, just to remind everybody, on Monday's Memorial Day, so we'll not be meeting on Monday. But with that being said, we are meeting today. So let's get started. Okay. First question of the day. In some cases, a broker's commission can be earned if he can prove he set in motion a series of events which resulted in the sale of a property. If a broker produces a ready, willing, and able buyer, he would most likely A, have secured the buyer's signature on the sales contract, B, show property to the buyer, C, be considered the procuring cause of the sale, D, have an exclusive right to sell listing. What do you guys think? Okay, and the answer today, so a bunch of C's and a D. So because most of you picked C, I'm going to click that. And the answer is C, consider the procuring cause of the buyer. For those of you who don't know, procuring cause means you are the reason the person is buying. Okay, good job, everybody. If two parties want to create an enforceable broker-principal relationship concerning a right, title, or interest in real property, the most essential element to do so would be A, an agreement about the commission, B, an employment contract, C, a purchase agreement, D, the authority to accept a deposit. Okay, and the answer here, B. Remember, what is a listing contract at its core? It's an employment contract. At its core, that's what a listing agreement is. It's an employment contract between the seller and the broker, where you're being employed to find the buyer. And moving right along. Broker Carr with ABC Real Estate Company listed the property with the seller. Broker Smith with XYZ Real Estate Company called Broker Carr and disclosed that he was a buyer agent. Broker Smith wrote a contract with the buyer for the sale of the property. What, if any, is the relationship between the buyer's broker, the seller, and the listing broker? A, dual agency, B, customer, C, agency, D, there is not a relationship between the parties. Broker Carr represents the seller and Broker Smith represents the buyer. What do you guys think? And the answer is D. Good, because they're representing two separate people. So there's no relationship there. As we're doing agency, who could tell me the essentials of an agency relationship? I talk a lot about the acronym ACOLD, ACOLD. Who could tell me what that stands for? ACOLD. What do you guys think? ACOLD. Okay, that stands for accountability, confidentiality, obedience, loyalty, and disclosure. And that's the essentials of an agency relationship. Okay, so this is the acronym, ACOLD. It's accountability, confidentiality, obedience, loyalty, and disclosure. All right. If you have those things, you'll have your fiduciary relationship. The words procuring cause would have an important meaning to which of the following? A, when securing a listing. B, the sale of government land. C, a dispute over commission on an exclusive agency listing. D, a lawsuit against a licensee involving fraud. And the answer is C. Okay, why would this have an important thing in an exclusive agency listing? Why in an exclusive agency listing is it important to prove that you are the procuring cause? What do you guys think? What do you all think on that one? There are not many brokers. So in this one, the seller could sell it themselves. Okay, in exclusive agency, the seller could sell it themselves. You have to prove that you brought the buyer, not the seller. Okay, that's why that's important in an exclusive agency listing. Okay, exclusive right to sell is the one where you don't need to prove that you're the procuring cause. Okay, moving right along. Which of the following represents the minimum time period for an exclusive right to sell listing? 45 days, 90 days, 6 months, or whatever is agreed upon by the seller and the broker. Okay, and the answer is D. It's whatever is agreed upon. Okay, you could have it for as long as you want. Now, you may have certain industry standards, okay, which could be 90 days or 6 months or 45 days, depending on where you're located. But no matter where you are, it's whatever is agreed upon. So don't get confused industry standard practice with all things. May legally refuse to present a proper offer on the property to the seller when A, the broker plans to purchase the property himself, B, acting on the express instructions from the seller, C, the broker is acting as a gratuitous agent, or D, the seller has already accepted a backup offer. Okay, and the answer is B. Yeah, if the seller says, I don't want to see any more offers, then you don't need to present them. Good job, guys. Are you guys nervous about your exam? Who's nervous? Anybody nervous? Don't be nervous. If you're nervous, remember my big secret. Stop telling people you're taking the exam. Let it be a secret. When you go take your exam, tell me you went to a yoga class or something. You don't need all your friends and family asking you, are you studying? Are you studying? Are you going to pass? Are you going to pass? So if you're nervous, just keep it amongst the Facebook Prep Agent Real Estate Exam group, then let everybody else just wonder what you're doing. Okay, Monique asked me, I didn't go on the state portion. We have questions on our site with the state portion, but I do not go over the state portion because here I just go over the stuff that helps everybody no matter what state you're in. I don't touch on state-specific stuff during these webinars. But on the site, we have state-specific content that could help you. Okay, move right along. If a broker is an agent of a seller, he owes to the buyer A, a duty of fair and honest dealing, B, the same fiduciary obligations, C, only a duty to disclose any items which relate directly to the sales price, D, only the duty to answer questions honestly. Okay, and the answer here, A, a duty of fair and honest dealing. Okay, moving right along. When serving as a buyer's agent, according to the Civil Code, sections dealing with agency, a licensee owes a fiduciary duty, A, to the buyer, B, to the buyer and seller, C, to the seller, D, to the broker. Okay, so if you're an agent of the buyer, fiduciary duty is to the buyer. Good job, guys. If you ever wonder what fiduciary duty means, just think of it like this. You're putting the client's interests above your own. That's what the fiduciary duty means. Okay, moving right along. The broker who most qualifies for a commission is the one who, A, communicated the acceptance to the buyer, B, received the acceptance of an offer, C, received the offer from the buyer, D, gave the offer to the seller. Okay, and the answer here, I've talked about this a number of times in the webinars. Do you guys remember when offer and acceptance is officially offer and acceptance? When is mutual consent mutual consent? What needs to happen? What do you guys think? What needs to happen for that to exist? So we said there needs to be a 3-step process. Offer, acceptance, and communicate back that acceptance. Okay? A lot of people think you have mutual consent when you have offer and then acceptance. Okay? You need that 3-step process. Offer, acceptance, and communicate back acceptance. Meeting of the minds is just another word for offer and acceptance or mutual consent. All those things mean the same thing. Okay, and for those to exist, you need offer, acceptance, and communicate back the acceptance. Okay, moving right along. When the selling agent is a sub-agent of the listing broker, A, he only owes each party the normal customer service. B, his fiduciary duty and primary allegiance are to the seller only. C, his fiduciary duty and primary allegiance are to the seller and buyer equally. D, his fiduciary duty and primary allegiance are to the buyer only. What do you guys think? And the answer is B. Good. After you guys pass, which you will pass, if you guys want to do a video with me where we talk about your experience taking the exam so we could share with everybody who's trying to pass just like you are now, let me know. Be a nice way to help people with their confidence as they're studying. And also we could give you a nice plug as you start your real estate career. You know, let the world know that you're in the game now. Give a link to your website, your Facebook page, whatever it may be. So keep that in mind. If that interests you, after you pass, let us know. We'll see if we can help you out. And by doing that, you'll also help other people out who are in the situation you are in now. Okay, moving right along. In which of the following ways could an agency relationship not be created? A, oral contract. B, implied contract. C, written contract. D, voluntary offer by the agent. Okay, answer is D. Good. Moving right along. Ethical practices of real estate licensees most nearly means A, knowledge and respect of the law. B, efficient and effective business practices. C, being held in the high esteem by peers and the public. D, the licensee's honesty and fairness in dealing with the public, clients, and associate customers. Okay, the answer is D. As a licensee, you don't owe everybody a fiduciary relationship, but you do owe everybody honesty and fairness. That comes up a lot. They'll often say you may have a fiduciary relationship with the seller, but you owe the buyers honesty and fairness. Okay, so that comes up in the exam quite a bit. This bit about honesty and fairness. Which of the following is not essential to the creation of an agency relationship? A, consent of the principal. B, competency of the principal. C, a fiduciary relationship. Or D, an agreement to pay consideration. And the answer is D. Good. Good job, guys. So very often people ask me, Joe, what do I really need to know for the exam? What's really important? What's the essential stuff? We've already tried to narrow it down a bit. So for all those people who always want to know what they really need to know, there is no one thing. You kind of just got to bite the bullet and study all this stuff. So sorry about the bad news. People ask me that. But if you look at your textbook, you will see our textbook has a lot more information than what we give. So we already tried to narrow it down through our vocab worksheet, the PDF book, and our questions. Okay, moving right along. When is a broker relieved of the obligation to present an offer to purchase real property to the principal? A, when the offer contains more than 3 contingency clauses. B, when the offer is for the purchase of a non-residential property. C, when the offer is patently frivolous or the broker is acting on written instruction of the principal. D, a broker is never relieved of the obligation to present an offer. So we actually saw this question before, asked in a different way, but the same concept. It seems like all you guys got it. Yeah. Or acting on written instructions of the principal, right? And we had a question like that before. Okay. So if it's patently frivolous, for example, it's a $5 million house and you get an offer for $1, you don't have to present that. Or if you get written instructions from the principal. When a salesperson takes a listing which does not authorize the listing broker to accept a deposit from an offer toward a purchase of the property, the broker should advise his salesperson that A, it is an implied right of the broker to accept a deposit in the behalf of the seller on any offer. B, the broker will not be able to accept a deposit from an offer. C, it is implied right of a broker to deny the deposit for legal liability. D, a deposit will be accepted and retained by the broker for the offer, but only as an agent of the offeror. What do you guys think? This one trips people up a lot. But not you guys. You guys seem like you're on it. Okay, and the answer is D. And the reason is, think of it like this. You're the seller, okay? And I, as the broker, taken off money from the buyer. Okay, I'm holding the buyer's money. I go to give it to you, and you as the seller said, Joe, I never wanted you to accept that. Don't give me that. I told you not to get that money. All right, I did not authorize you to accept that deposit. Well, here I am holding the buyer's money. So as long as I have the buyer's money in my hand, now I have a fiduciary obligation towards that buyer for that one act. Okay, so the deposit will be accepted and retained by the broker from the offeror, the buyer, but only as an agent for the offeror. All right. So I have a question for you guys. We have a smaller group today, so I will leave it up to you guys. We have two options: do vocab or do more questions. If you would like to do vocab, write in the chat vocab. If you'd like to do questions, write questions. So everybody go. Whatever's the most popular answer, I will go with. Okay, we got one for vocab. We got two for vocab, three for vocab, questions, vocab. Looks like, 4-3. 4-4. Man, this is much more competitive than I thought. Okay, let's see, vocab. All right, it looks like we're doing vocab by like the smallest of margins. And guys, you want questions? Don't worry, vocab is super important. Okay, especially as we just did a bunch of questions, maybe it's a good time to switch over to vocab. Okay, here we go. All right, you guys want me to go back and forth here. All right, so we're going to go to some vocab here. Okay, so what does the word latches mean? First vocab word. And you guys remember the rules for the vocab? Try and write the definition using as few words as possible. Few words as possible. So Marie says delay. That's good. All right. Delay is a great way to say it. An unreasonable delay. So that word that should pop out to you is delay when you hear the word latches. So nice job, everybody who put that down. Ooh, this is an important one. This is relevant to a lot of concepts. Legal title. So what can you guys tell me about legal title? Legal title. Nice job, Amber. Okay, Amber put the right to sell. Good. So you have here legal title and equitable title, okay? Legal title is the right to sell. Okay, what I mean by the right to sell, when you have your property, you're living it, you get a loan from a bank, technically you don't have the right to sell it. You have what's called equitable title, which means the right to use and possess to gain equity, okay, to build equity on that property. That person who lent you the money, whether it's, a bank or the trustee who holds it on behalf of the bank, or a seller in a land contract, whoever it may be, that person you have a debt with has legal title. They have the right to sell it. So what does that mean? That means if you don't pay them, they could sell the property, i.e. foreclosure. Okay? So how do people sell their properties? Well, what happens is you get money from a new buyer, you turn around and you give that money to that person you owe money to, whether it's a bank or a trustee, whoever it may be, and now you have legal title, all right? And you have legal title and you have the right to sell that property. And that all happens during that escrow process. Okay, so legal title is the right to sell. Equitable title is the right to use and possess. Promise me you guys will remember that. Everybody write, I promise. Okay, because that's super important. It comes up in a lot of different ways in your exam. Okay, write, I promise. Everybody write, I promise. Thank you, Lori. Okay, what's a waiver? What's a waiver? What do you guys think? What's a waiver? Okay. Chantel writes, giving up a right. Voluntary relinquish. All right, so voluntary relinquish. So Chantel, great job. You got it right there. Voluntary relinquishment or surrendering a right or a privilege. Good. So you guys are seeing the definition in front of you. So next time you see waiver, what would be one word you would pull out that will help you remember the bigger concept? I really want you guys to get into this practice of looking for key words so there's less you have to memorize. So what's the one word you see in that definition? You'll say, you know what, if I remember that one word, I'm good. Okay, surrender is a good one. Relinquishment may be another one. Okay, so those are all good words to pull out of there. We are all going to pass this exam. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's my Jedi real estate instructor vibe. I'm just getting it. This group, I don't know about tomorrow's group. Who knows with them, but this group's definitely passing. All right, here we go. Easement appurtenant. What's that? Easement appurtenant. So this word appurtenant you see a lot. Appurtenant. Allison, thanks for the exclamation point after yeah. I feel like that's a chat window high five. Okay, easement appurtenant means it goes with the land. All right, so when we look at this, the permanent right to use the land for another's benefit of a neighboring parcel, and it goes with the land. All right, when you sell it, that means it goes with it. Who here could tell me, is an easement a lien? That's my question for you guys. Simple yes or no answer. Is an easement a lien? Is an easement a lien? Jimmy says no. Lori says yes. A lot of you guys are writing no. Why are you saying no? I think Marie just wrote the answer. Why is it not a lien? Lien equals money. Good. Nice job. So an easement is an encumbrance, but it's not a lien, which leads me to another sentence. All liens are encumbrances, but not all encumbrances are liens. Okay? Remember that. All liens are encumbrances, but not all encumbrances are liens. Assessor. Assessor. What's an assessor? Okay, so they're just like the appraiser, but they do it for taxes. They do it for tax purposes. Good. Oh, we went over this one today in one of our questions, so I really hope everybody gets this one right. Exclusive agency listing. Exclusive agency listing. Who knows what that's all about? Exclusive agency listing. So what we have to remember of this one, if the owner sells it themselves, you get nothing. So owner can sell. Good. Owner can sell without you. Owner sells themselves, you get nada. Moving right along. Personal property. Personal property. What do you know about personal property? Okay, good. Movable. Is personal property always movable? That's my question for you guys. Is personal property always movable, or are there examples of personal property that's not movable? All right, personal property is not always movable. The key thing here is personal property goes with the person. Real property goes with the real estate. Generally speaking, personal property is movable. Amber wrote trade fixture, which is a great answer. So can you guys give me an example of personal property that is not movable? So give me an example of one of those trade fixtures. What do you guys think? Can you give me an example of one of those trade fixtures? Okay, dentist chair, pizza oven, barbershop chair. All right, good job. Here's a double or nothing question for you guys. Can you guys give an example of real property that is movable? Can you give me an example of real property that is movable? What do you guys think? Give me an example of real property that is movable. Pool covering, bang, nice job, Amber. Good, a pool covering because it's fit to that pool on that property. Okay, here we go. Crops, yep, emblements. If you guys don't know emblements, they're crops that are harvested on the land. Okay, next word, abstract. What's that? One word. Let's hear it. I want to hear. You only need one word for this one. Abstract. Let's hear you guys define it in one simple word. Marie Davis was the first one on this one with the word summary. So nice job, Marie Davis. If I was with you, I'd give you a fist bump. Nice job. Okay, an abstract is a summary. So when you have abstract of title, it's a summary. Are we too old for fist bumps? I'm not sure if you ever get too old for that, or if that's just like a little kid thing. Can adults do that? Okay, next question. Statute of frauds. What's that one all about? Statutes of frauds. I didn't know there's a fist bump emoji, but thanks, guys, for showing me that. Learn something new every day. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Chantel. Okay, statute of frauds have to do with writing. Good job. If I said statute of limitations, what would you write? If I said statute of limitations, what would you write? Time. That'd be great. Good job, guys. Time would be perfect. Vendee. What do we know about vendee? Vendee. Vendee receives the property. Receives. Vendor sells. Purchaser or buyer, especially on a land contract. Good job, guys. Redlining. Redlining. What's this one all about? Redlining. Who could tell me about redlining? Okay, good. So redlining is when you choose not to lend to a certain geographic area based upon the cultural or racial makeup of that community. Okay. It's a violation of fair housing. Fair housing, which was enacted in what year? Who knows? Fair housing, what year? What year did fair housing come to be? 1968. Good. So redlining has to do with loans. Okay, loans. Quitclaim deed. What's a quitclaim deed? What do you guys think? Quitclaim deed. Quitclaim is quickest way to transfer property. Usually it happens when there's no sale involved, no exchange of money. It's just when you change title. A quitclaim deed is important to know about because there's no warranties, as opposed when you have a grantee or a general warranty deed. So a quitclaim deed is immediate transfer, and what you see is what you get. That's why I usually do it between two people who know each other really well, like, for example, a father to a son or something of that nature. Okay? All right. So that about wraps it up for today, guys. It's a nice little session. Remember, we'll not be here Monday. We will resume on Tuesday, and I'll see you guys then. I hope you guys enjoy the Memorial Day weekend. I don't know if you guys got big plans to go to the beach or watch the lacrosse championships or visit family and have barbecues. I don't know. What's on your schedule? Quick question. Yes, what's your quick question? Secret 7. And as you guys know, Arthur's always managing the chat for me, and I just want to read out loud what he wrote there. Next week's schedule and links are going to be emailed out shortly, so please look for that. And don't forget to thank Arthur for managing the chat while I speak. All right. So that being said, this is Joe from PrepAgent, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Thanks, guys.